Emotional hurt is like a wound that takes a while, proper treatment. The consciousness of this wound is there. I needed to give it the treatment it deserves. Okay. Hello everyone, hi, greetings to you all watching me this minute. Welcome to my channel. If you're an old subscriber, you're welcome. Thank you so much for returning. And if you are a new subscriber, you are welcome to my channel. Of course, this is where we discuss about purposeful living, lifestyle, productivity, and mental soundness. So today I want to quickly discuss with us on this thing called PTSD, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder, which virtually everyone have really experienced. Well, most of us do know if post-traumatic stress disorder is an avenue where you have a kind of a flashback of a past event that really got to you emotionally, and it's more like the whole thing is happening again. When you feel this way, it is tagged post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, this thing can even be overwhelming than the real event itself. So how do you even manage it? The easiest way to manage post-traumatic stress disorder is to stop it from happening even. And how can you even do that? You start by understanding the fact that whatever emotions, whatever emotional catastrophe, emotional step down you experienced is not going to go away if you do not address it. Emotions is just like another human existing somewhere else. Now, you have to understand that these things need to be addressed. Take for instance, you got divorced, you lost your child, you lost your loved one, maybe a spouse, a parent of yours, and lives. Now, this is good to mourn them, right? But when you feel like, okay, I have mourned these people enough and I want to move on with my life, and you feel like the only thing to do when you want to move on with your life is to just go out there, hang out with friends, listen to music, dance, talk to people, and the rest of it, and you never even want to talk about those things you lost or those things that cost you emotional issue. Well, you're going to feel good, but for a very short while, because you haven't really, it's just like a wound. Emotional step down or breakdown is just like a wound, a physical wound that needs attention. Just like a physical wound, your physical wound which went deep, which really hurts you badly, doesn't just go away that way. You just have to meet a professional to give you a treat on it. Make sure that they give you the necessary and the required treatment in order to eradicate those pain. And not just that, it goes, though the scar will be there, but you can rarely know that you have the scar except someone asks you, oh, do you have the how did this scar got inflicted to you, right? That is exactly what emotions are. So you don't just wake up and say, okay, I want to move on with my life, and it happens. It doesn't happen that way. So when you feel emotional stress, when you feel emotional breakdown, the first thing to do when you feel like you've mourned the whole thing, you've really felt it, you've allowed yourself to experience it, and you feel like it's time to move on, the first thing to do is to have a self-evaluation. This is not something so abstract. Self-evaluation does not mean that you have to go to a university or probably start going to a college, sign up for a class, even though there is something like that. Self-evaluation means asking yourself vital questions you could possibly and equally proffer solution to it sincerely to yourself and not to anybody else. This is where you ask yourself, what happened? How did it happen? Why does it hurt badly? Now, in this self-evaluation, you probably would not have answers to virtually everything, but you would most likely have answers to mostly all the questions you are going to direct yourself. And this is not you trying to be perfect or answer the question in a way that is going to please someone else. Remember, you are doing this for your own good. You are doing this so that next time you don't feel that way. Next time the same thing doesn't happen again. So the easiest way to do this self-evaluation is, let's take for instance you broke up from a relationship you so much cherished. It could be friendship, it could be love, it could be someone you were dating, you guys broke up. Now, this is not a time to just go out there, laugh with friends, kind of chill out, hang out, do new things. those things are part of things that could help, but guess what, it's going to help you for a short while whenever you get triggered, because PTSD is not demon, it's not some village people stuff. It's there, and it's most likely going to surface if you don't treat those emotions. So whenever you experience or you encounter or someone even talk about similar situation, even if it is a movie, you're going to have this this certain level of withdrawnness. It seems like you went back into your shell, and this is not what you want to do, right? Because whenever you go back to your old self, you go back to what you used to feel in the past, guess what, your productivity is put to the mud. Like, you can barely do anything productive. Even if you can barely do it right. So you need to address those things. Ask yourself, why did this relationship end? Does it mean that I actually said yes to the wrong person? Or probably the person is the right person, but I myself, I am not really ready for a relationship. Or probably I do not understand this person, or I wasn't prepared for this relationship. This is where you address those issues and decide, when next should I be in a relationship? How should I even handle the next relationship if I eventually find the one that I feel like I need to be with this person? If you begin to ask yourself questions that are very relevant to what you are doing, what you want to do, who you want to become. Because this is more like a definition, self-awareness, coming to the consciousness of, okay, I can no longer date guys who are outgoing, because for me, I am not outgoing. So it's always a clash. It's always make the other person feel as though I do not love them enough to sacrifice my time to be with them. It's not really about the sacrifice. It's about the fact that it is not my thing, okay? So you don't have to kill yourself, make yourself feel bad, just do anything you like, okay? Self-evaluation is very vital, except you want those emotions to come back at you and haunt you, okay? So if you've done this, the next thing you need to do is if you have felt an emotion that really hurt you badly, you have to do self-evaluation. But if you are in that place that you've never really felt, you really had that kind of emotion that really threw you off balance, the easiest way to avoid having PTSD is to ensure that whatever emotional hurt, emotional pain you experience inflicted by one or two things, or one or two events, or any event at all, the first thing you need to do is to address it. That's the word, address it. Don't try to close it, because emotions is like wound. Like I said earlier, emotions is like wound. If you don't treat it, it will still hurt, it will get contaminated, and it gets worse. There could be a better remedy when it is still a fresh wound, when the wound are still on the early stage. But if you allow it to get deeper, to get sore, it's probably will destroy you and make you a lonely person for the rest of your life. These are one of the factors why people commit suicide. These are one of the factors why people don't do what they are meant to do. This is one of the factors why some people are not as productive as they should be. It is very simple. They do not understand that PTSD is very, very real. You have to address it, or you live with it. And it has a way of stopping you, putting a stop to you, limiting you from achieving your goal, limiting you from becoming the best version of yourself. Because if you think that going out with your friends, hanging out, doing new things, trying out new things, traveling could eradicate those emotions, well, it's going to do it for a short while, and it's not going to do it forever. So you must truly address that problem. Maybe you had a sickness that really affected you. You lost all the money, all your life savings. Okay, ask yourself, what prompted this sickness? What made me had dysentery, right? What made me had cholera? Was it that I was careless about what I eat, how I keep my food? All these things are very important, because when you evaluate it, you understand that you don't have to blame yourself. You don't have to beat up yourself. Oh, it's my mistake. I wish I did not do this. I wish. All those things are not necessary. It's not necessary, okay? You just have to focus on now and heal. It's a process, actually. It doesn't have to go away immediately you do your self-evaluation. It goes away gradually, just like a wound. Emotional hurt is like a wound that takes a while proper treatment, the consciousness of this wound is there, I needed to give it the treatment it deserves. So I believe that henceforth you won't go out there bashing yourself, thinking that you are the cause of your emotion, even if you are because you invested your money in the wrong place and everything got lost. Don't beat yourself up so much, because things will only get better. It can only get better with time if you do the necessary thing. Okay, I believe you got value. Do well to share with your friends, like this video, subscribe. See you on the next video. Thank you so much for always coming by. Peace.